Good evening, friends. Stephen Benoon here with Israeli News Live. And finally, we do have a link for you for this particular freedom rally that's going on in the panhandle of Florida, Pensacola, Florida, to be exact. And so I wanted to make sure you guys are aware. You can get more information. You know, I can't say a whole lot. Other than the cat blocking the light to the camera here. But at any rate there, let me just kind of go over some of the details here with you. If you look there at the speakers, Yana is listed on there. She's actually going to be, I think, one of the first speakers there. Talking a little bit, won't be a long discussion because they're very limited on time on this, and this rally is really to help educate the people in Northwest Florida of what's going on. But some very well-known names, and there's some names that are not even mentioned on here that are also very well-known names there that will actually be there and also speaking. This is October the 12th. Starts at 6:30. The doors are open at 6. It's going to be there at the Wahoo Stadium in Pensacola, Florida, at 351 West Cedar Street, Pensacola, Florida. We're hoping to get to see you there. I will be placing the link for the tickets that you can get right in the description below. So be sure to look in the description below here on Israeli News Live YouTube. I'll be placing that in there for you. And just a quick, this little news broadcast is going to be pretty simple that I wanted to share with you tonight. And I do have some more things coming over there for our friends over on Patreon. I've been reviewing some of the notes that I have. There's so much information I still have not posted yet that I need to get posted for you guys, things that are going on. And hopefully I'll be getting an update on the situation in regards to the issue with asteroids and meteorites. So let me get real quick onto this for you. It'll only take a few minutes and share some of this with you. Mr. MBB333 posted a video here about a swarm of asteroids that are coming as part of a existing swarm that comes, I think, every year. But there are some large rocks in there. I want to play just a clip of what he says here for you because I think it is important. And then I'm going to just share with you some of the video footages that we are actually seeing here. So in just a minute, Mr. MBB333, his channel here, many of you guys already know him, but listen to what he has to say here.
He's doing well and having a great day. We're here at phys.org, PHYS, article dated October 5th of 2021. Study of prior research suggests there is a swarm of large asteroids hidden in the Taurid complex. We are currently in the Taurid meteor shower. The southern Taurids active from September 28th through December 2nd. The northern Taurids start here in about a week on October 13th and last through December 2nd. And both of these meteor showers stem from comet 2P Encke. We're going to come back and take a closer look at these potential large asteroids that are tucked away in the Taurid complex, the origins of the Taurid meteor shower. Speaking of meteor showers, we have a new one over here at spaceweather.com.
So kind of looking at that right there, and I'm not sure when Mr. MBB333 gets into the larger size ones. Let me see if it's here.
Meteor radar, and it's set up down here at McMurdo Station, right here in this location. In fact, we'll zoom in.
This one's kind of interesting right here.
We'll probably hear a ping or two in the background.
He's going to talk about just how many have already come in. If I remember, it was like
somewhere in this location.
It was in the hundreds, if not hundreds. 403.
403. Now 404, 405. That's that ping you're hearing. Yesterday, it was over 13,000, nearly 14,000. The last time I checked, you can see the peak down here, peaking at just over 2.
And of course, so you are looking at very small little meteorites that are coming in. In fact, I was on the phone with a good friend of mine, Matthew, with the EMP shield, and he was telling me that about the meteorites. Just as we're on the phone, he said, I've seen 2 fly overhead here while we're out. Of course, I also live in an area where you can see extremely well those meteorites coming in. And of course, all these are mostly very small. But as I've said to you before, some of the things that have been shared with me over with people in Washington there. They're very concerned about 3 that are very large that could potentially cause some catastrophic events on the Earth at the end of November, unless they're able to destroy them, move them, or something to that effect there. All right, let's take a look and see what else.
Southern Hemisphere, and it's the byproduct of comet 15P Finlay, which I believe Finlay is a byproduct of Encke, and Encke is from a much larger comet that passed through the solar system some 20,000 years ago. And I want to go back to that article that we started with. Study of prior research suggests there's a large swarm of asteroids hidden in the Taurid complex. And the Taurid complex is right here. And every once in a while, Earth gets very close to this area here where these large asteroids are supposedly lurking. According to a pair of space scientists, one out of the University of Antioquia, the other out of the University of Salento, have found evidence of a swarm of large asteroids hidden in the Taurid complex. And that's what we were just looking at right here. And supposedly they go on to say that the 1908 Tunguska event, that asteroid originated from the Taurid complex. Every year at the end of October, an event known as the Taurid meteor shower. And that's what we just talked about over here from the American Meteor Society, talking about the southern Taurids and the northern Taurids. Goes on to say every year at the end of October, an event known as the Taurid meteor shower occurs, giving those who venture out into the dark spaces the opportunity to witness a host of shooting stars. Prior research has shown that they are actually debris left behind by comet Encke as it passes relatively close to the sun each year. In this new effort, Farron and Orofino, those are the 2 scientists from the 2 respective universities, claim they have found evidence of a swarm of large asteroids hiding in the Taurid complex, and they would be hiding right here in this area.
Now, if you'll notice on there, let me just back up just a little bit, in the article where he is showing you here, they have on here, while studying the Taurid complex, the researchers found 2 asteroids that had not been seen before. Measurements of 2 space rocks showed them to be 200 and 300 meters. That, 300 meters, think about it. 1,000 feet nearly. I mean, nearly, not exactly. Maybe 800 feet, probably a little bit more precise on that. But one of the ones that I was told about is 1/4 mile wide. That's the one that's supposed to hit the subduction zone off the coast of California, unless we're able to break it up or destroy it, something to that effect, or even move it off course. And remember, there is a good chance that we can do that. We have technology that is just not known to the general public. And listen, I want to be able to come back. I'll be having a meeting this week with some friends up in Washington that are part of this program, the secret space program that we have. And I'll be getting an update to see if they've had any more success or not. And I do want to be able to come back and say, hey, they did something with it, because the last thing we want is this thing hitting and causing the damage that it could cause. And of course, the other one would be hitting off the coast of Puerto Rico. I was told that the one that would hit off the coast of Puerto Rico, it would affect with a significant tsunami that would affect the east coast of the United States, but it wouldn't be majorly significant. But of course, they said where it would hit near Puerto Rico, it would severely impact Puerto Rico, southern Florida, and parts of the coastline going up as far north as North Carolina. I think that one is relatively not super serious, but yet still serious enough. And thus far, we just have not been able to do much with that. So anyway, I'll put the link here for Mr. MBB333 in the links there below. Just wanted to share with you some of these interesting ones that have been popping up on here for you, so you can see we're getting a lot of these little fireballs pop up in the sky. And of course, I was told that we should be hearing some with sonic booms this time around as well. And of course, you're going all the way to December the 2nd. I was told late November is when the 3 big rocks would be coming in. So I just wanted to be able to share these things with you there, just so you can see some of the ones that are coming out. You don't always catch these things either, so it's hard to catch these things by camera light. But there you go again, another one coming in there, that one there in, I think, France. The first one, I believe, here was Colorado. Second one, France. And now the third one that I have here, this was Pittsburgh, USA. And there, that one comes in right there. And something I did not know about, and we're going to talk about this in a little bit. That's the second one there, Pittsburgh. Sorry about that, to the same one. Sky News also put out this one right here. And where they caught this one coming in. This one was a pretty brilliant one as well. And Chanel Islands there, very, very bright asteroid coming in. But one thing that I was totally unaware of, I saw this article here, sleeping woman avoids death by inches after meteorite. I'm sitting here looking at this thing in the bed, the hole in her roof, and I'm like, wait a minute, meteorite's coming on fire. The thing should have burned up her bed. Why is it sitting there in the bed and nothing's happened, right? And oddly enough, I was about ready to just bypass the thing like no big deal. Who, is just probably a hoax or something. And then I saw this video here, and I want to play this little clip for you here because this surprised me. I did not know this about meteorites or asteroids, whatever the case might be, with the exception of the really big stuff, I guess.
The largest piece recovered is this monster, weighing in at 13 kilograms, nearly 29 pounds. To buy a space rock of this size, a private collector would have to shell out about $400,000.
Let me back it up, sorry.
Scientists immediately collect the amazing videos, map the locations they were shot from, and triangulate the landing zone of the fireball. The data points to a big target in western Saskatchewan, but now they have to...
Or 3 or 4 minutes of free fall. In November in Canada, it's, and it hits a frozen lake. It's a cold to toast the outside of the rock. And then it's got a minute or 2 or 3 or 4 minutes of free fall. In November
Still
in
back
Canada,
it up, sorry about that.
The thing, they come in, they're on fire. Thanks to Hollywood. It's far more dramatic if you have a fireball coming in and it hits the ground and it blows up buildings. Nothing could be further from the truth. The thing burns out miles up in the air. You see from the fireball video, it's only a second or two of a fire, just enough to toast the outside of the rock. And then it's got a minute or 2 or 3 or 4 minutes of free fall. In November in Canada, it's, and it hits a frozen lake. It's a cold rock hitting a cold lake.
The meteorite fall.
All right, so there you have it right there from the scientist there, and I didn't know that. So that was very interesting. So now I go back to that lady right there, and I'm like, okay, so it did knock a hole in her roof and landed in her bed. And by the way, you can actually get insurance for your house to protect from meteorites. What do you know? I guess if it just knocks a hole in your roof, it's not that big of a deal, but something interesting to no doubt. Anyway, don't forget, be sure we'll be there in Pensacola, Florida on October the 12th there at the Freedom Rally. I did mention that we're going to, once we get a hotel chosen, we haven't chosen a hotel as of yet, we're going to try to see if there's a way we can get a little conference room there, but I'm sure it'll be very limited if we can get a conference room to where we might be able to speak with some of you there. But if not, we hope to see you at the rally there, get to speak to you a little bit, maybe afterwards or something like that. But anyway, this will be, especially if you live near the area, I don't want to encourage you to come from long distances and stuff because that's a big trip for such a short period of time. But if you're near the area, we'd love to be able to greet you maybe before or after, something like that. God bless you. Thank you for listening. And I will put that link there in the description below for you. Have a great evening.